Hello everyone. Thank you for coming up today. My old subscribers, thank you. And to those that are viewing for the first time or that have not subscribed, please click on the subscribe button and the notification bell so you get notified each time we upload a new video. And to my new subscribers, thank you for subscribing. Till date, they are still having very serious clash between the ex-beauty queen and the late Dr. TOSIN Ajayi's children. And it's been gathered that the crisis within the family of the late Dr. TOSIN Ajayi, the founder of First Foundation, has deepened as his children from the first wife are battling former beauty queen Helen Ajayi for his properties that are in her own care. And Ajayi, if you could recall, he died April 26th, 2020, was until his death married to Oluwayemisi, with whom he had 5 children. However, he and his wife, that is Oluwayemisi, they were separated for about 30 years before his demise without being divorced. It was just a separation. They didn't file any divorce, which means they are still legally married. And the disease began to live with the ex-beauty queen, Helen Prest, for about 25 years. And they had a daughter together, but were never legally married. And due to the quarrel between the two women and their children, Ajayi's funeral was delayed by 9 months pending a court case because the quarrel between these two women and their children was so terrible that they had to keep the burial and waited for 9 months. You can imagine 9 months before they had to bury the man because this fight was even taken to the court for the court to give their final judgment over this particular quarrel that has been ongoing between the women. However, on February 12th, 2021, he was eventually buried amidst drama at the gravesite again because more drama happened when they went to bury him. I even posted a video regarding that. There was a fight again for who is to pour the sand first on his coffin in the grave. Meanwhile, the court had already ordered that his first wife, that Oluwayemisi, should be the first person to pour the sand, while the second wife would follow afterwards. But there was a contradiction because the priest or the officiating minister was now having to either take the second wife, that's Helen Prest, to pour the sand first. But the first wife said no, and there was a lot of confusion during the funeral. So you can imagine from the man's death up to his burial, they were still fighting. And even after the burial, there is still a hot feud among these two women and their children. And it was learned that Ajayi, who had investments running into billions of naira, died without a will. That is why it's difficult. If he had written something down, then at least everybody would know what belongs to him or her. But it's very difficult right now because there was nothing written down, nothing to say, okay, this was allocated to you and this is your own portion. Nothing of such, which has made this whole drama worse every now and then, thereby deepening this crisis within the family. Helen, that's the ex-beauty queen, had reportedly blocked an attempt by her husband's older children to take over a property measuring 3.7 hectares of land in Ilasan Etiosa local government area of Lagos State, Nigeria. In a letter signed by Helen's lawyer, Mr. Abiodun San, which was addressed to Ajayi's first family lawyer, Mr. Femi Falana San, it was argued that the ex-beauty queen could be recognized as a wife because she was a companion of the deceased for 25 years. The letter, which dated March 2nd, 2021, is titled Caveat Against Meddling in Property, cited at Ilasang Village Etioso local government area of Lagos State, measuring 3.873 hectares, identified as Block A in survey plan number, other assets or held in First Foundation Medical Engineering Company Limited, and all interstate assets of Dr. TOSIN Ajayi, that was the deceased man. Also, the letter read in part that we are solicitors to Miss Helen Prest Ajayi and Miss Tomisin Ajayi, being the wife, civil companion, and daughter of the late Dr. Tosin Ajayi, the deceased beneficiary owner of the property, but held in the name of a company which was in his life the alter ego. However, Owonikoko claimed that Helen was a shadow director in the company through which the deceased acquired the properties. He also argued that in Yoruba custom and tradition, when a man dies, the eldest surviving son, called the Dawodu, becomes the leader of the family. But if there is going to be any important dealing with family property, all branches of the family must be consulted, and representation of the family council is also a branch according to the number of wives with children. However, in his response on behalf of Falana and Falana Chambers, Mr. Taiwo Olawonle said, Helen could never be described as a wife since she was never married to Ajayi based on Marriage Act. In a letter dated March 18, 2021, he said Helen was not legally married to the deceased, adding that she had no right to his inheritance. And Olawale, that's the lawyer, wrote this. In the first place, the Idi Igi principle applies where a man who died intestate was legally married to two or more wives. However, where a man who was married under the Marriage Act died intestate, his estate will be administered in accordance with the Administration of Estate Law. In the instant case, Mrs. Helen Prest was not married to Dr. Ajayi, either under the customary law or Marriage Act. Hence, Miss Helen Ajayi has been parading herself as a posthumous civil companion of late Dr. Tosin Ajayi. The case cited by counsel for Miss Helen in the letter under reference does not support the alien concept of civil companion as a form of marriage in Nigeria. The lawyer further stated that Helen was never a shadow director at First Foundation, a company the deceased established with his first wife. And this is a very, very big and serious issue that is going on right now. It's so bad that at this point, they have not really come to a conclusion regarding who and what anybody has in his or her own possession concerning the late Dr. Ajayi's properties. And the latest argument right now is he was never legally married to Helen Prest, that's the ex-beauty queen that he was with until he died. But his first wife, who is Olayemisi, that they were legally married but just separated and there was no divorce, which means under the law, they are still married. And now Helen is saying that she has been with him all through for the past 25 years until his death. And so she can't let his first wife and her kids take over the property or even the company. But the first wife's lawyer is now claiming that there is no act showing that she was either married customarily, traditionally, or otherwise. So nothing to show that they were married, which means they were just living together as a couple, but nothing to identify themselves that they are registered couple. And that's why it's going to be very difficult. This fight is a very difficult fight, especially on the path of the second wife, who is Helen, because if she had a certificate to prove or to show that they were married, it would have been much easier. And again, she has stayed with him for 25 years until his death. Well, I don't know if the law is even going to put that into consideration, but most times the law will go with what is written down and they will go by the law. And they said there's no act in the law that is even identifying Helen Priest as a wife because there have been no evidence to show that. It's a pity that such thing is happening because if only he had his will, this whole thing would have been made much easier. But it's so painful because most times people don't know that they are going to pass away. I'm sure if he had prepared his mind, he would have also prepared for his family to avoid all of this clash that is happening. I just pray none of them go to any extent to ensure that they get what they want because that would be very harmful and dangerous. Also, for the first wife, she is still claiming that she is his wife despite the fact that they were separated, which if you go into the law and you check, she is still seen as his legal wife. It's just that they were separated and not living together, but no divorce was filed. And if they are going by the law, it also shows that they are going to hand over all the property or some of the property to the first wife. But Helen is not accepting that because she has been with him throughout his last days and all of that, and so she wouldn't want anybody to sideline her or push her aside or even see her as a girlfriend, because that is just what they are describing her to be, as just a girlfriend, not a wife, not a registered married couple. And that is where the thing is very, very difficult. And because it's now in the court and they will always go by the law, there's one thing about cases that when they get to the court don't use sentiment, neither will the court start trying to weigh other options. The only thing they go is with the law, and whatever is in the law, it's very difficult for them to turn it upside down, except in some cases where they might have option B. That's when it to be applied, but they will definitely ensure that they go by the law. And it's such a pity that Helen is going through this after all the years she has spent with him, and then she's still not recognized as a wife because there is nothing for her to prove. But it's painful to be in that kind of a situation. You can imagine that you've been with somebody throughout most of their last days, and then at the end you're not even being recognized as though you had a part in the man's life. It's understanding, and any human being will feel bad and would want to fight for their cause. But I think this is also a lesson. This should serve as a lesson to other people out there. For those women that will decide to just go move in and stay with a man without any form of marriage rights or bride price paid on your head, and you keep living with him, and to you guys are a couple, you would even have kids together and you're so comfortable. In some areas, when such thing happens, irrespective of how long you have stayed, that person will be pushed away because there is no proof. Ladies, please be very, very careful and be very observant. This is something that everybody should look into critically, because right now, all those 25 years would not even be counted. Like I said, I don't know how the court will intend to go about this, because she knew all along that the first wife and Ajayi, they didn't file for a divorce, they were just separated. And that is why it's looking very, very difficult. And again, another thing you would see, especially in Africa generally, when you start telling a man to write his will, you'll be like, oh, are you now wishing me dead, or you're just waiting for me to die so you take over my property? Unlike in some parts of the world, people write their will, even though it's not about because they want to die or they know they're going to die. No, some people just decide to write the will so that in case of unforeseen circumstances, you will know that his family, they're safe and they're in good hands. He is not doing it because he wants to wish himself dead, but he just wants his family to have that comfort that they will need even when he is gone. It's just the notion that people have in some areas, people have in Nigeria. They would say Once you're telling someone to write his will, the next thing is, are you wishing for me to die? Are you planning for me to die? That is another thing that will come up and that will deprive some people of even trying to. Well, I pray that at the end they're able to resolve all of this issue that is going on between these two women and their children. Friends, what do you all think about this? So right now, do you think that Helen having to stop the other woman's children and the woman from gaining access to the property, is it the right thing? All right. Is it also good that the man did not write his will? Not, I'm sure he never knew that he was going to pass away. You know, that's the thing about death. It could take people unaware and at any time when you least expect. And the children from the older wife, are they justified for their actions? However it turns out to be, I'm sure definitely something would come out and then we'll get to know how they have finalized it. Because most times, some people hurt or harm their fellow human being all because of property, land, that is just vanity that would go. That is what some people do. Pray they are able to resolve all of this eventually, because it's not really something of fun, or it's not like it's a game they are playing. This is reality. And if they don't handle it with care, I guess they may end up losing a lot on both sides. So guys, please, if you have anything to say, you can please put that down at the comment section. Thank you for coming up today. Do not forget to hit on the like button, also the notification bell, and subscribe so you get notified each time we upload a new video. Friends, I'm here today to talk about how to start up a new YouTube channel. So for those that are looking to start up a new YouTube channel, probably you've been trying to figure out how to go about it, or you have been trying to see what it entails or what you need to start. That's why I'm here today, to give you the easy way for you to get this done. Not just the easy, but the best method, and also to give you or to talk about the best teacher who will give you all that is required for you to start up your own YouTube channel. This is a teacher. He is really successful with his YouTube, and he has been a teacher for so long now. Teacher is MathPa. He's going to give you a step-by-step method on how to start up your own YouTube channel. No stone unturned. Every step of the way, he's going to lead you through it. You have links that you can actually reach out to him and communicate with him directly. That's MathPa there. You can see the huge successes he has made in YouTube. You can see his silver, you can see the gold, you can also see his revenue that he's actually making on YouTube, which is very huge. He is going to give you a YouTube step-by-step tube mastery class, every step of the way, from the beginning of the opening of the channel to how you can start up and put up your videos. He is leaving no stone unturned, like I said. So for those that are seeking for how to start up their own YouTube channel, this is the easiest and the fastest way for you to have access to this particular teacher, who is honest and straightforward, and you will enjoy every bit of the class, and you will have lots of gain. At the end of your class, you will have lots to hold on to and to start up your own YouTube channel. It's going to be like an ABC class, starting from the scratch. So please, for those of you that are interested in starting up your own YouTube channel, MathPa, he is the teacher, and you would have direct access to him. I'm dropping the link below, so please you just click on that link and you will have access to MathPa's class. He is going to give you the whole content of YouTube and all that it takes for you to be successful in YouTube, and how to start YouTube from the scratch. Like I said, and I'm going to repeat, he's leaving no stone unturned. And it's so interesting that if you have any kind of complaint, no matter the time you have this complaint or you are confused about anything, you can communicate directly to him and he will give you a response as soon as he gets your question, or as soon as he gets your mail or anything you're trying to confirm from him. He is quick at responding and he will give you the right answers. And even if you go elsewhere to search, you find out that what he is saying is actually true. He wouldn't mislead you. So please, for those of you that want to start your own YouTube channel from the scratch and see how you can be successful on YouTube, please go to this link, click on the link below, so you'll have access to the teacher. That's the teacher there you can see and see his success. You can go through that and then you click on the link so that you can have direct access to MathPa himself. This teacher, you will enjoy and enjoy every bit of the classes that he's going to give to you. So friends, do not forget to click the link below so you have access to MathPa's Tube Mastery class, and he will give you the best teaching for YouTube you would really need to start your own channel. Friends, thank you for coming up today. Please, for those that have not subscribed, click on the subscribe button and the notification bell so you get notified each time we upload a new video. Thank you once again, and God bless you all.